All right, guys. So somebody sent this to me in the Discord. That is, all you have to do is have a YouTube membership. It's $2 a month to access, to send me video suggestions and have a chat. And we just made a fitness channel for fitness motivation because we're all trying to lose weight. The Discord? What? $2. Anyway, this is called 10 of YouTube's worst disgusting banned users. And I don't understand because this here is just an actor. He was just acting. Must have been a good actor. Am I right? The guy. So anyway, let's get to go. Fist bump? Damn, he doesn't fist bump black people. That's racist. Oh my god.
Back with another 3 a.m. challenge.
There's so many beautiful girls here, but none of them give me a chance.
Wow, I wish they would turn the
Sponsored
music
by
up.
private internet access. Today, we'll talk about the most disgusting banned YouTubers. There'll be some better known YouTubers in this list, but I'm pretty sure that you might have never heard about some of these YouTubers.
Okay.
If you end up enjoying this one, please subscribe to the channel.
You got it,
We're on the
boss.
way to
I
200,000
will do that
subs,
if I like
and
it.
that'd be a huge milestone for the channel.
Okay.
Let's start.
1,000? This must be old.
So mother's been blowing me up, come at me left and right, you know what I mean? Wanted me to address these allegations. You want me to address the allegations? All right, well, here it is. You know what I mean? Catfishing me. Does that make me a foul? Have I ever done anything physically with these girls? Have I ever sat back, met up with them? You know, it's clear
Strong start.
that that's not me. I'm not that
Deep fake. What's so interesting is that nowadays his actual like unironic defense is that like it was all an act. That he showed up and it was supposed to be like an acting thing, and then they like made it seem like he did that. Why wouldn't you just say it instantly? And he's like, "Well, I couldn't come forward like that because I deleted the emails. I didn't realize it, but I deleted the email," which makes no sense that he would delete them. But you know, and then afterwards he talked to his lawyer, and he was able to recover the email. But he even says that he can only recover it within a month, which means he had it for like what, a year or so. But he was told not to release it because he's suing, and that could. None of it makes any sense. I mean, obviously, it's just so silly, like the different things that he's trying. You know, he's really trying to change the old public narrative on this. Fucking silly goose.
Yes, ma'am. Is it possible that I can get 50 chicken nuggets?
EDP445 was a big YouTuber with over 2 million
still
subs
pretty big.
and nearly 180 million total views, but he lost all of it. In this video, I'll talk about numerous big channels that lost everything that they built over the course of multiple years. As a YouTuber myself,
This guy sounds like the Trade Federation from Star Wars. If you don't understand the joke, I'm sorry. That's what he sounds like. It's interesting.
and regardless of the reasons they got banned, it really is scary to lose everything you build in a matter of seconds. But in EDP's case, it was more than justified.
That's how I felt
EDP
about
has been accused of
That's how I felt about my last like Lego Starship, bro. Fucking fell, broke, seconds gone. And I couldn't even put it back together, because how do you put it back together? Who keeps like the instructions for how to build Legos? Although I think you could look them up technically, but still, you know what I mean? That doesn't fit my narrative. This doesn't fit my joke narrative right now. So it doesn't work out.
grooming minors and engaging with them in very
Whoa.
explicit acts over text messages, even going so far to send explicit material to what he believed as a minor. The text messages and the subsequent confrontation really shows how detached he is from reality. I mean, he literally sent an image of his shit to an alleged minor. How detached are you from life?
Well, it's not an alleged minor. It's somebody who thought was a minor. You know, that's alleged means that they actually could have been one, but they weren't. It was a plant. The person knows this. It's just like incorrect word usage.
Thinking that is as common in interactions. After the interactions through DMs, he was confronted in real life.
Oh,
he went
shit.
to a meeting place where he believed he would find a 13-year-old. The entire thing was a setup, similar to
Damn.
a Chris Hansen investigation.
Any weapons on you? No? I'm gonna say we were Sophie the whole time. Okay. So if you want this to go well, I recommend you have a talk with us, okay? Okay, cool.
What's up, man?
Damn.
What's up? Okay. Well, fist bump?
Do we know were the police ever called? Because like that's one of the problems I have with like these vigilante justice things, is that there's no regulation on it. I understand that there seems to be a hole where police officers are less effective than they can be, at least in my opinion, on capturing these disgusting people. But at the same time, it seems like I see more and more like every day these vigilante justice type places that'll come in and they won't really involve the police and people get hurt. Like there was that video the other day that was really making the rounds where the guy was there to meet up with what he thought was a 13-year-old and he was 30. And like, you know, it seemed like he was trying to offer them drugs and whatnot. And, you know, the person that did it didn't call the police. And the guy was driving erratically, tried to get out of there. And he could have killed somebody that was important, which is not him, of course. But he could have hurt somebody else. He could have drove into them. And so it's like a lot of times it seems like their priority seems to be more centralized around content than it does actually protecting people. And that just seems to be what it is. And there's something just very wrong with that. Like, that's not good. Hot take. It's not good. You know, I understand that, like, if you're one of these, like, catchers, that you need to make money doing what, I get that, to do what you're doing. So there needs to be a level of it made to content. So I can understand that, right? Because you can't just sustain stuff like that for free. I get it. But at the same time, like, there should be a level of professionalism. And even when it came to EDP and the guy, Alex Rosen, he was like constantly like, oh, we can't release it yet. We can't release it yet because it wasn't monetized. Oh, guys, subscribe to this and you can build. And it's like, it really brings into question, like, do you think that these people care about what they're doing? Or do you think that they just want to make money? And it's a big problem.
Fist bump people like you, man.
Okay, so, answer, how old is she? 13.
And like not this guy, the other kid that said, like, I don't fist bump people like you. He seems like a good person. I watched an interview with him with, like, Chris Hansen. So he seems like a good guy. He's like one of the people that I'd be like, oh, this is a good person. But unfortunately, Alex destroyed that guy's ability to actually work with Chris Hansen because of the way how unprofessional it was, and that was a big focus on the conversation there. It's just sad stuff, man. So.
Okay, and you say correct. Okay, all right.
It's crazy how he immediately admits to everything. It feels like he doesn't fully understand what he did wrong here. Even after all of this, EDP didn't end up in prison, because the people behind the investigation aren't good people either, and the sting operation was very amateurish. If they had called police before actually exposing him, the police could have gathered evidence relevant for court. They ran a YouTube channel named Chad Goldstein. I'm not saying that this entire expose video didn't completely ruin EDP's career, but he could have easily gone to jail if the people behind the investigation weren't involved in controversy themselves, like calling the BLM hotline and saying the N-word multiple times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt again. Another thing, the reason this video took so long for them to put out is because he wanted to wait for it to get full monetization. So that's why he kept hyping it up, and the reason why he kept...
I think it was okay. Like, here's the thing. Okay. Well, first of all, they didn't call the cops, it seems like, so that's a big issue. But I don't even necessarily have a problem with them trying to wait for it to be monetized. If they spent, like, a couple of days editing this, that, and the other thing, like, that's fine. Like, whatever. I don't really care too much about that. I kind of get it. But the bigger issue is that he was constantly, guys, you want to see the full thing, come to here, do this, blah, blah, blah. He was constantly prompting you to give them money over and over again. It just came off so unprofessional. It's one thing to try to wait for it to be monetized because, like, that's part of the business. If you want to be able to afford being able to travel around and make your money, and like catch some of these disgusting people, you have to make money, right? And so I get that, but there should be a professional balance between making money and doing the right thing, and it's just not there in this situation.
Pushing it back,
in my opinion, at least.
Get full ads on it. Like, he does a good thing in the worst possible way.
It made the impression that these people did all of this just for money and attention, and not to do the right thing. I won't go too deep into the text messages or the encounter, but let's briefly talk about the aftermath. Obviously, EDP was banned off of YouTube, but he tried numerous times to come back on social media. Regardless of his many attempts to return, he was banned on site. For some, this wasn't enough.
Dude.
People were tracking him in real life to completely ruin his life. If he was found working a job, people would call the managers to get him fired. If he would rent an apartment, the owner of the complex would kick him out after receiving multiple complaints. Even after all of his socials got taken down numerous times, he always kept on making accounts, and he still has an IG account with over 30,000 followers to this date.
Okay.
Fantastic Adventures was an American children's-oriented YouTube channel. The founder of the channel is Michelle Hobson, who does the behind-the-scenes for the videos, and the children in the videos are adopted by her. The videos seem really harmless and like a lot of fun. The children were playing with Nerf guns, lowering one of the kids from the ceiling, like just very, very harmless looking stuff on the surface. Hobson was known off camera to abuse her children. These children were forced and tortured to perform in these YouTube videos. In total, 7 kids were sprayed with pepper spray, beat with a belt, or locked up in closets for days on end.
What was the context of it? Like, there's no context that makes it okay, but what I mean is, like, why were they just doing that to punish them, or did they think that was LOL funny, like, YouTube content, and they're just, like, really, like, abuse, like, shitty mothers and parents? I just wonder which is it.
Withheld food and water as a punishment if they didn't recall their lines or act like she directed in her YouTube videos. After this had been going on for a while, and the channel hitting 800,000 subs, her 19-year-old daughter decided to call the police. She wasn't aware of what her mother was doing, since she had moved out of the house years ago. However, Michelle Hobson also had 2 adult sons, who didn't report their mother to the police even though they knew what was going on. When police checked on the children, they quickly realized that they are completely malnourished. After offering one of them a bag of chips, she was scared to eat it, because she doesn't want her mom to smell the food on her breath.
Well, so also, just to be clear, you probably shouldn't be... It's a hard thing to talk about, but you probably shouldn't be giving food to malnourished people in this way. I know that sounds so weird. And the only reason I say that is because you don't know if like the malnourishment meant they just haven't been eating at all. I remember hearing this, and then I was even further educated on a Mr. Beast video. How funny is that? But in like World War II, when people would go and they would when they freed the Jews from the Nazis. They were hungry, so they gave them like chocolate, and like people died because like you can't eat that quick. If you haven't been eating, you have to start off with like all liquid, like a liquid diet. It's actually crazy. I remember in the Mr. Beast video, that's like he couldn't eat a full thing of food because he had to eat soup for like 2 weeks. He did this whole thing where he didn't eat for 30 days, so he kept his electrolytes up, but he couldn't eat for 30 days. And then after he started eating again, he had to, you had to go back into like eating correctly. So sometimes, well-intentioned situation could end up like being a negative. I gotta be careful with that kind of shit. Only because of that, it's unfortunate, but I just wanted to bring it up.
Hobson passed away due to an illness on November 12, 2019, after being charged with CA and way more. And her adult sons were also charged for failing to report abuse. Hobson stopped eating and taking medications when she was hospitalized, which led to her health, which was initially improving, to drastically worsen, ultimately leading to her passing. This could be due to her knowing that she'll probably spend the rest of her life in prison, so she took the easy way out. But this is just speculation on my behalf. Elliot Rodger was a fairly small YouTuber for a very long time, but then was banned off the platform after a terrible incident. Elliot Rodger took the lives of 6 people in 2014. The reason why this particular case is very interesting is because he uploaded a bunch of videos on his YouTube channel, which shows his true intentions and basically serves as manifesto. There are a total of 21 videos on his channel, which obviously all have been deleted due to his ban. Luckily, archives exist. In videos like being lonely on spring break, he talks about how lonely he feels and that girls don't really care about him.
So many beautiful girls here, but none of them give me a chance, and I don't know why. Do everything I can to appear attractive to you. I'm sophisticated and magnificent. I have a nice car, a BMW. I am the ultimate gentleman. And yet,
Jesus Christ.
you girls never give me a chance. These sunglasses here were $300. Giorgio Armani. So put them on. See?
In the next one, he sits in his car stalking other couples on the beach and complaining about how he doesn't have a girlfriend himself.
In front of me, sitting right there on that bench, is a young couple. I presume about my age. I was enjoying such a nice view until they came and sat down and started kissing. Why does that guy get to have such a beautiful girlfriend while I'm all alone?
Why don't you just ask
In
your
his
girl
last
out?
video titled Elliot Rodger's Retribution, he declares his quote-unquote retribution. He wants revenge for all of the years he had to endure the pain of being alone and being rejected by all women. Next to his videos, he also uploaded a manifesto in text form, which is still accessible online. Overall, he killed 6 people, injured 14, and took his own life.
Bro, like how do we deal with that problem? Like what, like, because I don't want to humanize that disgusting person, but like how do we deal with that problem? You know what I mean? Like it really seems to boil down to like a bunch of, and that's probably like a reason why there are some people who gravitate towards like manosphere fucking morons. But I mean, like, yeah, we have like a real incel problem, and like there are people too. Well, that person isn't. That person's like a fucking disgust. Like most incels are just, they hate women. They don't try to kill them. But like, how do we deal with that problem? Like, I mean, dude, I really think it's like fucking like shit dads, like not in the households, honestly. Because like that's just you being socially awkward is why you don't have a girlfriend. Like you would have been fine if you just, like, this is the problem. And I feel like part of it's like it's just laziness or fear of failure. Because in order to date, especially as a guy, you have to fail a lot, right? Because like that's what's just going to happen. It's usually easier for women to get guys, not necessarily to get partners to be with in a long-term capacity, but just get guys in general. And it's just like a real problem. So we gotta listen to young men. Not that one, but it's just pretty fucked.
Everybody knows that Google is one of the richest companies in the world. A lot of people think that Google is part of the Illuminati.
While I
Oh,
looked into
shit.
JStation for this
A lot
video,
of people,
I
huh?
genuinely had the impression that he was just a massive troll, completely knowing what he does, but he really seems to be the real deal. On the 12th of March 2021, JStation was completely banned off of YouTube.
Too much internet access and exacerbates issues. Yeah, true. It makes it's like a bunch of like, that's the problem with it's one of the flaws with the internet, is that a bunch of people can get together that like don't matter individually with like shit ideologies, and like all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, like you can, you know, people across the world can see it. So you got fucking one weirdo who's like, oh, I hate women, and then all of a sudden you got a bunch of people in different towns that are able to like link up with each other and meet up. It's crazy. But I guess it's how I got my job, so let's be real, honestly.
JStation was mostly known for his 3 AM challenges. He pretty much just
shit.
waits until a celebrity dies, and literally the next day, he makes a 3 AM challenge video with a Ouija board, trying to
my
get a spiritual
God.
message from the celebrity. He has done it to Mac
it
Miller
work?
and XXXTentacion. I mean, just imagine seeing this as their family members. However, he received a lot of backlash after his Etika video. You might be familiar with Etika and his circumstances. He was a live streamer, extremely entertaining, and had a huge and very loyal fanbase. But after his passing, guess who made another 3 AM challenge video literally a day after the news? This time though, the hate was so enormous that he even had to change the title of the video from Etika Ouija Board Challenge at 3 AM gone wrong to I'm sorry for what I did, RIP Etika. As
Damn.
crazy as all of this is, in the same video where he milked Etika's death for views, he worries that people will make 3 AM Ouija board videos on him to mock him for making them on celebrities. I'm not even kidding, here's a clip.
I don't want people to make YouTube videos about me. Literally, I thought I was about to die. And in my brain, I thought about, man, are people gonna think this is a joke? What are they gonna do, man? I thought I was legit about to die. And I'm like, man, they better not do no freaking Ouija board about me, bruh. That really had me thinking, bruh, about everything I did, about those videos I made.
Jesus.
Doing the Ouija board.
So while JStation didn't do the
I guess
3 AM
that's some
challenge in his
growth,
video,
huh?
he obviously used it as a clickbait to garner views, and it completely backfired. While all of this is pretty scummy, it does
Oh wait, so was that video about him not doing a click thing? So in that one, he finally had like the fucking sense of self to realize what he was doing was like pathetic, and it still backfired, huh? Interesting. Okay.
doesn't really get better. He made another video, this time claiming that his girlfriend passed away, but she actually didn't.
Jesus.
Anyway,
Christ.
here he just sits in front of the camera, and his acting is really top notch.
Last night, we lost Alexia.
Well, go find her. You know.
I mean, my guy is wiping the top of his eye. It just must be a parody at this point. There's just no way that he doesn't know what he does.
As you guys probably know, we had a channel together called Dream Team. We just hit 300,000 subscribers. Her dream was just to get 1 million subscribers, and we were so close to doing that, guys. It was her dream to get 1 million subscribers.
Oh my God, guys! It was our dream to get 1 million subscribers. Holy fuck, that's some real bait there, boy. Jesus Christ.
So,
Just for those that don't understand what he's trying here, he's promoting a second channel that he wants to get to 1 million subs for more ad revenue. He says that this was his
Wow.
girlfriend's last wish, incentivizing people to go over and subscribe to it. I just don't really understand why he's using such dirty tactics to garner more and more views and subs. I mean, he was doing pretty well for
Social media was pretty fucking crazy back then, I guess, you know?
himself, even though the
fucking
content
crazy.
was quite controversial already. But why go to such length when you are already making millions? I just don't get it. He even created a fake grave and stuff for his girlfriend, saying that she was hit in a car accident.
I took this picture of Alexia in my house. Look at her. She was always so happy.
And again, he asked people to sub to his other channel.
Thank you guys so much for all your support, especially on mine and Alexia's channel, Dream Team. She just wanted to get 1 million subscribers. We were working so hard. Link's gonna be in the description, guys. I know she would have wanted it.
So he used her alleged passing so many times now to get subs on the other channel, but this guy is just unstoppable. He made yet another video about her.
What's poppin', guys? Back with another 3 a.m. challenge. As you guys know, my girlfriend Alexia just passed away in a tragic accident.
This is one of many clips.
So fucked up. I'm only laughing because they didn't actually pass away. But Jesus Christ.
That somewhat convinced me that he's just a troll.
Let's smash the like button right now, guys. One like equals
Smash the
one prayer
fucking
for Alexia.
tombstone on my girlfriend's
Let's
grave,
I
guys.
mean, this is a common meme, and I really think that he's trolling here, but no idea,
1 like equals 1 prayer. This is killing me.
honestly. Anyway, the video
Oh
itself
my
isn't too
God.
interesting. The video consists of a lot of faked and staged moments, very similar to his other videos. After a while though, Muda from Some Ordinary Gamers made a video calling the Toronto police to ask if J-Station's girlfriend really passed away.
Damn.
In Toronto, nobody has been nobody.
Wait, hold on, really quick. I just want to.
By that,
If J
So this looks like, is this supposed to be the girl and like that she's come back to life? Is that what was the meme here? Did they say that she died and then like the next day they pretended that like her fucking her unalived corpse was like rising from the dead and talked to people? This is fucking preposterous shit. Holy moly.
Station's girlfriend really passed away.
in Toronto, nobody has been nobody by that name specifically has suffered any form of death, right?
No.
Oh shit.
I have an Alexia, but there's no death in that.
After debunking this, a normal YouTuber would pretty much lose his career, but since J-Station's audience mostly consists of children, the backlash did nothing, except...
Well, let's be real, back then, and even now, most people's audiences consist of children. I don't think that that's probably has anything to do with it. It's probably because they have incredibly low expectations for the fucking 3 a.m. guy. That's probably more of what it is than anything else. So, I mean, if he kept making content, it probably wouldn't just not have mattered, frankly. Because his audience, most people, like, I feel like this is a very new thing to not have a bunch of children in your audience. Very new thing. So, holy fuck. I'm gonna lose this one.
Boost his career even further. J-Station has honestly so much material, I could literally just spend an hour going through all of it. But let's get to the final part.
But this one isn't as bad as anything else you showed.
For trespassing numerous times for his 24-hour challenges, where he would go to properties and stay there for an entire day. The police contacted YouTube, which led to the demonetization of J-Station's channel.
Sense.
He tried evading this decision by creating other channels, but those were also demonetized. After having a dispute with his girlfriend, he pretty much also lost the last channel where he was able to earn money.
I have to post on this channel, whether me or Alexia both built it or not. This is the only thing I have. If you hate me or you don't hate me, or if you hate what I did before, man, I already learned my lesson. Just let me live, man. I'm a human being. I'm sitting in my car right now. I just broke up with my girlfriend. I have feelings, bro. I'm sad, man. I'm actually sad.
I think this is like the first video I saw from him, where he really seems to be genuine and doesn't put up a character. I mean,
it's hard to say that. It's more likely that he got banned and instantaneously he's like, fuck, I can't make money. I have to do something. And it's, you know. But hey, listen, I guess once you lose it all, it's a pretty big motivator to change, huh?
Yes, as a last, very desperate attempt, he renamed the channel to 666, but it was quickly terminated, along with every other channel he ever owned, since getting one channel banned means that you can no longer own a YouTube channel. So what's the current information? Well, according to him, he's now in the real estate business, trying to reach $1 billion. Wow. He attempted numerous times to come back to YouTube, but this time with house renovation videos, but failed so far. Let's quickly hear a word from today's sponsor.
Hey. Let my boy J-Station come back, okay? Let him grow and heal. Let him come back, dude.
Internet access. Private internet access is the world's most
People do actually grow? Holy fuck. Thank you so much for that profound message to me. No kidding, people grow. But also, you have to understand the motivations behind this growth. This is somebody who's breaking into fucking businesses and telling people that his girlfriend died. He didn't grow instantly after getting banned. He just got banned, and instantaneously he was designed to apologize because he wanted to get his shit back. He wouldn't have changed without that motivation. So, like, what people do grow. I thank you for... I don't know. I'm sorry for, like, going a little too in on you, but it's like, yeah, no kidding. But, like, if we remove nuance from everything, then everything is a nothing. People grow. Good. So go take EDP's apology then. He must have grown as well, right? So like that's what I'm talking about. Instantly gets banned. He's like, guys, I made a mistake. Let me just move on. It's like, okay, this mistake happened like 2 seconds ago. Do you think that he had enough time to reflect on the mistake that he made? Because if he had enough time to reflect on the mistake that he made, then that means that he already knew what he was doing was wrong before he was banned, and he was still doing it. So there's no the amount of time that passed was not enough for him to grow in any significant or real capacity. So you have to be aware of people's intentions behind things, or else you're just going to continuously you're going to be a gullible fuck that's going to get manipulated in your own life, and you're going to wonder why you're so miserable and unable to actually develop genuine connections because you can't set proper boundaries to be able to actually engage with shit.
Transparent VPN provider, since it's 100% open source, and their code is public.
VPN.
They never record or store user data, and their no-log policy.
I'll need that so I could watch cuties on Netflix without anybody knowing. All right.
So this one is actually a phenomenon.
But really quick, why are they going in like reverse order? I feel like it should have started with J-Station because what he did wasn't comparatively as bad as anybody else. So I don't understand why we started there. It's a little weird to me, if anything.
Only covered in Spanish
and
not English.
I feel you, brother.
So you might be unfamiliar with it.
I didn't mean to be
It also is one of the most disgusting cases here in this video, and you might get very angry.
I mean, one guy tried to rape a child, and the other guy killed 6 people. So how much worse could this possibly be? I feel like it's How is this one of the most disgusting ones?
After hearing this, since it is such an unfair thing to happen to an individual.
Oh,
The
what
YouTuber
happened?
Yostop admitted to having received, played, and stored a video of a 16-year-old being gang R-worded by 4 men.
Damn,
This is already
that is pretty
extremely
fucked up.
odd and
Jesus
obviously illegal
Christ.
material. And at the same time,
Jesus.
it's classified as CP according to the law, since the victim in the video was a minor. The victim herself reported the YouTuber to the police. In one of her YouTube videos, and she even admits that the entire thing was her fault, and still decided to blame the victim.
I'm confused. Like, wait, so hold on. Like, how did she get access to this?
The YouTuber Yostop admitted to having received, played, and stored a video of a 16-year-old being gang R-worded by 4 men. This is
Like, what's the context behind that? Why did they have that video? That's so confusing. Did somebody send it to them to be like help? Or I'm so confused.
the YouTuber to
Hey,
the
what's
police.
going on?
In one of her YouTube videos, and she even admits that
I'm
the
just a
entire
little
thing was
confused.
her fault, and still decided to blame the victim. Crazy thing
How did
is
she
that she
blame the
was sitting at
victim?
5.6 million subs.
Well, how did she blame the victim? Like, what did she do to blame the victim? I just feel like I need a lot more context to the situation.
Before getting terminated off of the platform. And so what exactly happened was that after the men were done using and recording the 16-year-old, they published the
Jesus.
video to social media. Yostop then discussed the recording and insulted the victim during a video release to her millions of followers.
That's not
From
good.
there, the incriminating video obviously picked up a momentum and was shared all over explicit websites. Due to the video that Yostop made,
Oh, so was she making fun of the girl for getting raped? Because the context is just non-existent here. Is that what happened? That's really fucked up.
there even was a harassment campaign against the victim, resulting in her getting beaten up in real life by a group of
Sorry,
girls.
that's not good. But if you listen, the context, I don't see the context in this video. It's just kind of saying a thing happened without going into it. If they signal boosted a video of somebody getting violently assaulted and then blamed the girl for it, yeah, you kind of deserve to be beat up. Sorry. But I don't know the full context of what actually is happening here. Was it considered sexual assault because it was like non-consensual? Or was it because they were technically 16 and the people were... I don't really know anything about it. I don't know. Let's just move on.
This was also filmed and shared on social media, as Yosta was getting accused of being responsible for all of this, and she just claimed that she had no involvement in this whatsoever, and that it had nothing to do with her. Regardless, the victim's lawyers now argue that Yosta admitted to having received, played, and stored that video on her cell phone, which constitutes a CP offense. She is facing a sentence between 7 and 14 years, if convicted,
Jesus.
but could reach a deal and avoid going to court. But the perpetrators aren't really facing any lawsuits,
Why?
merely investigations. One win, I guess, is Yosef losing a massive social media following since her YouTube is banned. Whether she'll go to prison or not is undecided as of yet.
Okay. Bro, stop fucking licking my testicles here, dude.
Hi, I'm Technoblade's dad.
Oh,
He wrote a
Technoblade.
message and he asked me to read it to all of you.
Yeah.
I'm sure that most of you should have seen this video here. It's the last video
I
that was
haven't seen it.
uploaded on the Technoblade channel, a YouTuber known for his Minecraft videos who passed away. It's Owen had a YouTube channel himself, which he used to clickbait the passing of Technoblade for views, attention, and ad revenue. Insanely enough, it's
I not for nothing, but like this is not good. But like, how is this comparable to anything else? This I don't know. Okay, whatever. It just seems like this one is like I usually. Only reason I'm saying that is because like usually you go in like order of severity. You start light and you kind of work your way. Dude, I swear I dodged at the right time there. I'm actually gonna fart. Okay, whatever. I guess I'm just a fucking idiot. Usually you go in like order of severity, so it comes off weird.
Owen was sitting at over 3 million subs. I have no idea how he grew that channel to such a milestone, only to end up using the death of another YouTuber for clickbait. It's just mind-boggling. Actually, if we take a look at his Twitter, he made numerous tweets stating that he's willing to sell channels with over 1 million subs and their play buttons. So it's likely that he's just buying the channels, clickbaiting a bunch of videos, reselling them, and so on and so forth. That's just speculation on my part, but it would make sense. Also, to be fair, It's Owen was only one of many YouTubers clickbaiting Technoblade's passing. There were numerous other channels also doing it. But one video clickbaiting Technoblade wasn't enough. These channels would upload 10 or 20 videos to fully milk his passing. After getting called out by bigger channels like Critical, his channel was terminated and he was begging for it to be reinstated on Twitter. Since you cannot create a new channel after your initial ban, he claimed that the new channel is owned by his dad and not by himself. A pretty desperate attempt of circumventing the guidelines, but it seems to not have worked, since his main channel remains banned.
Well, I guess he's still able to make content. I'm getting dumpstered in this game.
Kamarzysta was a former Polish YouTuber and made mostly vlogs on his channel. In 2021, he was permanently banned off of YouTube. So what happened? He made a challenge video where he and his friends were giving another guy ridiculous and hard challenges, like breaking bricks with his head, eating cat litter, swimming in the sewage, or jumping into a garbage bin from the balcony.
Why? What is up with these fucking YouTube pranksters that do this crazy shit, man? It's just unhinged behavior. Like, that's dangerous. Jesus.
The video was seen by 500,000 people, and in the video, they claimed that he would do literally anything for money. After a few days, it turned out that the guy doing these challenges was intellectually disabled. Kamarzysta said he had no idea. Many YouTubers were canceling him for that video. He explained that he wasn't forcing him to do anything, and he wanted to do it himself. He further said he will not apologize for anything, since he did nothing wrong. Additionally, he claimed that for the amount of money he gave the guy, everyone would do it, since the money was just too good. He was arrested for his video. He seems to be still in custody and could potentially face up to 8 years in prison. The cameraman, on the other hand, was released from custody. I couldn't really look too deep into this since everything is in Polish, so feel free to add stuff that I missed in the comments below.
Rescue channels.
So instead of talking about one single YouTuber, this section here will talk about an entire subgenre of YouTube.
Are we talking about live stream? There's like Twitch live streams of like ducks. It's fucking interesting.
Pet rescue channels. On the surface, these channels seem to be doing the right thing, rescuing stray animals that are malnourished or injured.
Yeah.
For a long time, this worked out in—
Just eat dogs, honestly. Just eat the dogs. You know what I mean? Does it really? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Okay. Different cultures do different things, guys. All right? Different cultures do different things. Just eat the dogs. Well, you can't really eat the dogs because they're malnourished. You got to feed them first. You got to give them, you got to give them, you know, a little bit of oomph. Dogs are they high protein? What are the macros in dogs? Macronutrients. Okay. Yeah, it's not, you know, what's interesting? There's nothing on the nutritional information for dogs. That's fucking crazy. Huh. How much protein is in a poodle? Yeah. There's not a lot of information on this. I don't know. Look, I have to do more research. How do you figure out the nutritional information of things?
In the favor of the creators. No one was really second-guessing the content. I think Nick was one of the first few bigger content creators that made a YouTube video exposing these channels. Basically, these rescue channels would put these animals in dangerous situations on purpose to then make a video rescuing them. It's very unlikely to come across so many injured animals to make videos rescuing them, so these YouTubers had to create the scenario themselves and pretend to rescue them. In total, there were approximately over 36 channels profiting off of this type of content. As to how this became obvious, there were a lot of inconsistencies in terms of how the animals looked at the start and end of the videos, along the reasons given for the injuries of the animals. In the case that Nick covered, the puppy had a cut around his neck, allegedly from a bite of a big dog. The YouTuber then rubbed medicine on the injury and he was completely healed. As Nick and other commenters—
they just put makeup on it. Yeah, you gotta actually have a dog bite the other dog. You gotta throw him at a fucking pit bull. I'm just kidding, don't do that, that's terrible.
Already point out, the injury doesn't look like a bite mark, but rather resembles a cut. Also, the supposed healing of the puppy in such a short time frame seems impossible. Therefore, it is believed that the footage of the alleged healed puppy was taken before injuring it. The main problem obviously remained. The channel had a lot of support and was gaining massive traction, which is obviously very profitable and encourages them to continue with that type of content. While the channel got exposed by other YouTubers, there were a multitude of other channels, pretty much with identical content. A staged and fake scenario, where they pretend to rescue animals. From the looks of it, most of these channels seem to be gone for good.
Okay, well that's good. 7 super girls. Wow, sounds
7
like
super girls were a group of 7 girls, ranging from 11 to 18 years old. They were the largest all-girl partner collaboration on YouTube, receiving over 9.5 million subs and 5.6 billion views.
Whoa!
The channel was terminated in 2019 due to the founder, Ian Rylett, being jailed on August 17, 2018. He allegedly groomed the teen actresses in the YouTube videos. Due to this being a sensitive subject, I'll obviously not show the
like how, you know,
videos here.
I was gonna say how, like what's the context, but this guy doesn't go into too much context of anything he's talking about. So.
That depict these teenagers, but it's really disgusting and disturbing seeing these videos right now with the given context. In court, he took a plea deal and got 90 days in jail.
Yeah, bro, you guys are complaining in the chat about eating dogs because I mentioned offhandedly that like different cultures eat dogs, but like this is what you need to do. You are what you eat. So if you eat a dog backwards, you will become a god. That's all it boils down to.
Jail and 5 years probation, which is an absolute joke of a sentence. All of his channels were initially demonetized and half a year later fully deleted off of YouTube. Unfortunately, this topic didn't really receive a whole lot of attention, so there was no severe backlash for this decision, and the guy has been a free man for 3 years now.
Wow, okay. Games and nursery rhymes, interesting.
Gums and Nursery Rhymes is the biggest YouTube channel that was terminated off of YouTube. It was sitting at roughly 15.7 million subs before its termination in
mine too.
2019. It was a Turkish YouTube channel focusing on child entertainment videos, revolving
I remember this.
around
they were really bizarre videos.
Father and his 2 children, a son named Saleh and a daughter named Gamze. And Saleh's father has been accused of uploading absurd and inappropriate content targeted at children to increase the number of views and subs and exploit Saleh's popularity. Many videos uploaded to the channel contain inappropriate content and are described as psychologically disruptive to children.
Like how inappropriate? Like showing kids rap music or like them fucking each other?
Channel disrupted child psychology by producing video content containing subliminal messages while disregarding children's health.
What's subliminal messages? We should ban Cocomelon. Apparently, kids who watch Cocomelon become more behavioral after watching it. Isn't that crazy?
Gums and Nursery Rhymes was also one of the leading channels in the Elsagate controversy. There were actually numerous channels with over 1 million subs.
Yeah, I watched the Elsagate thing, and for what I saw, like it was weird, but it wasn't like it was pretty bizarre. I think there was one that like had CP videos linked to it, but most of it was just like really bizarre message, like just really bizarre characters. Like fucking people dressing up like Elsa and I guess the Joker. I don't know, it's weird.
They were all banned due to the controversy. I'm sure that most of you know what the Elsagate rabbit hole is, but for those that don't,
I guess I don't.
Elsagate is a term used to describe child-friendly videos on YouTube and YouTube Kids, which contain content that clearly is not meant for children to see, like violent or sexual content. They're using characters from popular children's movies or songs, like Spider-Man, SpongeBob or Minecraft to lure kids in and display disturbing content. There were multiple channels covering this rabbit hole at the time, like Ethan, Muda, and Raimbot. And while this content started off as fairly tame, it became more and more disgusting. Sexual scenes and fetishes in video form, completely accessible through the YouTube Kids app, was obviously quite
what fetish should they have?
Problematic.
Cosplay? What the fuck?
For instance, Elsa's Forced Slavery in Club Stripper with Sophia, or Sophia's Revenge hypnosis Elsa into pets in the park. I mean, just look at the view counts.
Like, we can't. You censored everything. I'm assuming it's because they had to for monetization purposes.
Millions and millions, mainly children, have seen this type of content. Just imagine your child stumbling across this type of content on the YouTube homepage of YouTube Kids, an app designed for children to watch content.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's why they added all those YouTube Kids suggestions. Like when you make a video, you have to tell them if it was made for kids or not. So
I don't necessarily blame YouTube here, but rather the bad actors abusing this app for malicious purposes. Now, people had some theories as to why such content even existed in the first place. Some believe that this type of content is used to communicate with children.
Dude, there's so much censored here.
And that the content
I feel like it didn't need to be this censored.
Creators are interested in creating CP. Others say that catering towards a younger audience brings in the maximum amount of ad revenue. Keep in mind that this was before COPPA, so catering towards minors was definitely more profitable than it is today. The theory that these channels are operated by an entire ring of adults interested in creating CP was way more striking. There were articles with in-depth research on the matter, stating that the purpose of these videos is to groom children into liking what they are seeing in these videos. This was also the moment when the term Elsagate was
P fetish. What do they mean by grooming? It seemed like it was inappropriate content. Why is it grooming? Are they trying to argue that they're trying to condition kids into liking what, like fucking piss porn or something? I don't know.
Used for the first time. Therefore, a lot of people looked into this topic, and forums were flooded with more information on Elsagate, even gaining attention from mainstream media.
Damn.
Anyway, the Gums and Nursery Rhymes channel made a new channel after its ban called Kids Toy Show. The issue obviously is now that you cannot monetize content that is made for kids due to COPPA. So they have quit the channel since it is no longer profitable. I also made a video on 10 of the most disgusting banned TikTok users.
Whoa.
Click here to see it.
Alright, cool. Interesting video.